Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Akatsuki's Listener by me. So let's get into it. Akatsuki should have wondered why something like this would have happened. He had many thoughts about it. He was scared when you told him that your son may be quirkless. I don't see why that would happen. I mean, both of us have quirks, Julian. It should be a law possibility, he said. And although you understood him, and the fact that he didn't want his son to be quirkless, you could only just try to explain it to the best of your ability, and hope that he would be understanding. You knew that Katsuki had his own issues, but you hoped within all of your heart that your child would be left out of them. I don't know, Katsuki, but it's not something we can control. We can only hope that he's not quirkless. But even if he is, we have to be there for him and love him. You know that, right? It's a possibility we have to take into account. It's not like we can ignore that it may happen. I get it, Mayan. It's still a lot to just think of. I know. But I'm just glad that you are trying to understand right now. I know it's difficult. It is for me too, and I hope that it won't be the case, but if it turns out to be that way, we have to be ready. We have to know what to tell him as well. I'm worried and scared. Don't be. I don't think that will be the case, Ryan. There's no reason to worry, he said. But those words only worried you more. Because what if he turned out to be quirkless? What then? You had no idea how Katsuki would react, and that was what worried you most. You didn't want a bad reaction that would traumatize your son. You could only hope then that things would not be as bad as you thought they could be. And so, as you went to the doctor, you could only pray that he would not be quirkless, just a late bloomer. But then the doctor looked at you and told you the truth, that your son was quirkless. There would be no quirk to come in for him. And that was how it was going to remain. Your heart broke, and Katsuki seemed livid. You have to be lying. Ryan, let's go somewhere else, he said. He seemed barely to be holding back on the sky, like you wanted to punch him. To punch the damn doctor. You truly couldn't understand. Katsuki, enough. Please. I can't do this. You're being so out of line. Our son needs us, and all you're being right now is selfish. Please, just think about someone else other than yourself for a moment. You yell at him, storming out with your son in your arms. And even though your son was trying to comprehend the news, completely shocked by it, Katsuki froze before following you. Ryan, you know it's not like that. I'm worried about him. And he'll be fine. Why are you assuming he won't be? Why are you assuming that the best way to live is for him to have a quirk? What if he doesn't want to be a hero? You would barely need a quirk without that. He doesn't need anything to be perfect. He's perfect as he is in my eyes. And at the very least you could have shown him that, instead of getting angry at the poor doctor for telling us the truth. You yell at him. Your heart was broken for your son, and the way that Katsuki was acting, but there was not much that you could do. And he apologized, looking away. I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean it in the way that you think. I love him. Of course I do. With or without a quirk. It's simply that I just hope that this would not be the case. I care about him too, as much as you do. Of course I do. Why are you doubting me, Ryan? because I've seen you before and I've known you for a long time. And I'm worried, Katsuki. I'm worried that you're only thinking about yourself and what people are going to say. And he looked a little bit shocked. How could you say such a thing when you only cared about your son and his future? As hurt as he was by her statement, he didn't say a word. He just sighed and laughed. And when they went home, he both knew that there was one hell of a talk to be had. But for now, you just had to head home to be able to talk in the first place. Not a lot could be said in front of your son, after all. So, once you were home, the TV sat together, and you held Katsuki's hands. Look, we have to reassure him that we'll be there for him, and that we think that he's fine. He's worried. I know. It's a lot, Hwan. I never thought that he would be quirkless. My son of all people. You know how I mocked Deku. How I always spoke to him. I destroyed him, Hwan. And to think that someone could do that to my own son, it scares me. I know, but not everyone's like that, and I'm sure no one would dare. You're here for him. Both of us are. Nobody will hurt him, and even if somebody tries, we have to teach him to be strong for himself. With or without a quirk, it will stay the same. For now, we just need to show him that we'll be there to support him. Okay, Katsuki? And I need to know that you're with me on this. That you're not just upset because he's quirkless, that he's not powerful or something like that. And although he hesitated, he nodded. It took him a while to understand his feelings, and maybe he still has some bit of his old personality, a bit that he has yet to outgrow. And it's ironic that this is what happened to him. For him to mock Deku all these years, only for his son to be quirkless himself. But right now he's going to do his best to make up for all these years. If not to him, then to his own son, to be a better person and a better human. And you would hope that nobody would dare bully him, because if someone tries, he knows that they will not be alive for another day.